Hi students, good afternoon to all. So in today's lecture, we are going to finish the remaining part of from this unit, and in this way, our syllabus will be finished in today's lecture. Okay. So in previous lecture, we have seen the point leakage corrosion. First of all, we have seen the corrosion, various types of corrosions, then preventive measures for the corrosions, how it can be prevented, and then we seen the point wastage of water and then leakage. Okay, so wastage of water, leakage, all this come under the title or heading of the operation and maintenance of water distribution system. Okay, so this is the main title. Under this, that point will be that points are there, and one more point is remain there from this unit, that is the Water Act and different terminologies and significance of that. So first we will see this part, remaining part, and then we'll go to the Water Act point. So, what is the meaning here? The operation and maintenance of the distribution system. Okay, so that we will see here. The purpose of water distribution system is to provide an adequate and reliable supply of safe water to its user. How that supply of water should be? It should be adequate, means quantity of water it should be sufficient. It should be reliable. Okay, means people should have reliance or they have faith on that whether that water coming from the municipal corporation is having a good quality. So that reliability it should be there, and it should be safe for the drinking purpose. Okay, so that is the purpose of water distribution system. The operation and maintenance are those activities needed to continuously fulfill this purpose. So, to fulfill that purpose, that adequacy of water and reliability of safe water to the user, to fulfill this requirement, uh, there should be a continuous operation and maintenance. It should be carried out. Okay. So, participant, is the screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference between operation and maintenance? The difference between operation and maintenance is that operation involves activities necessary to deliver the service. Okay, means for example, here the service is the supply of adequate and reliable quantity of water. Okay, so that is the service. So here to deliver that adequate and reliable quantity of water to the users is the operation. Okay, operation म्हणजे काय ते पाणी प्रोव्हाइड करणं. So here what are the different activities that will come under this, under the operations? That will be, yes, from the distribution point of view, distribution system point of view, what will be the different operations? For example, uh, opening of the walls, closing of the different walls, right? That may be the operations involved in that. While maintenance involves activities that keep the system in good operating condition. Okay, maintenance म्हणजे काय? Maintenance is nothing but it is the activities, these are the activities which are required to keep the system. Now here the system is distribution system in good operating condition. Okay, so to keep that uh, the water distribution system in good operating condition, what are the different activities that we perform? That activities are called as the come under the maintenance part. Okay, so this is the basic difference between operation and maintenance of water distribution system. Maintenance. So what is the maintenance of the maintenance terms? The term maintenance is defined as the art of keeping the plant, then equipment, structures, and other related facilities in optimum working condition. Okay, ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आहेत ह्या प्रॉपर वर्किंग कंडिशन मध्ये ठेवण्यासाठी ज्या काही गोष्टी केली जातात, all that are called as maintenance. Okay, it is the art of keeping the plant, It may be treatment plant. Okay. Then equipments, structures. The equipments means here the pumps, then pipelines. Then in structure, we can consider as a reservoirs like service reservoir, distribution reservoirs, overhead tanks. All these come under the structures and other related facilities. Okay, in optimum working condition. So we have to make them to keep them in optimum working conditions. Whatever the things where we do there, that things or the activities, they are called as the maintenance. Now maintenance again, it may be classified into categories. First one as a preventive maintenance and second one corrective maintenance. Now here from the that term itself, you might have got some idea about the term preventive and corrective maintenance. Preventive maintenance means what? Before before happening any kind of trouble, whatever the things we perform there, they come under the preventive maintenance. For example, corrosion is one kind of problem, right? So after corrosion has been taken place, whatever the things we are doing means replacement of the pipe, replacement of the walls, that things are come under the corrective maintenance. Okay, but to avoid this corrosion, whatever the things we do, okay, earlier, okay, in advance, so that things are called as the preventive maintenance. For example, in corrosion preventive that measures, we have seen different types of corrosion preventive measures. For example, painting the pipe. Okay, so that is one preventive measures. So if we do it earlier, okay, well in advance to the pipe, if we paint the pipe, then the corrosion, the rate of corrosion will be very less. So we can avoid the corrosion for the long period of time. So that come under the preventive maintenance. Okay, means here we are preventing that particular kind of trouble which is going to occur in that particular pipe. Okay, so that is called preventive. And corrective is after the corrosions, whatever the things are there, for example, replacement of the pipe, replacement of the valves, okay, or any other component, that are called come under the corrective maintenance. Then again, another trouble is leakage problem. So how it can be prevented, and if there is a leakage, then how it can be corrected or it can be reduced. Preventive maintenance is an systematic inspection, then detection, then correction and prevention of incipient failure before they become actual or major failures. Okay, so here it is given in detail the definition of preventive maintenance. What is that? Systematic inspection. First of all, we have to inspect it systematically. Then detection. Okay, if is there any trouble, that we have to detect it. For example, leakage is happening, very small leakage is there, it is happening there. Okay, then that is called the detection. Then correction, then we have to rectify that, means we have to replace that particular component or the pipe, and then easily then we have to replace it with the good quality pipe. And prevention of incipient failure. Incipient failure means what? The failures which are not yet have become prominent. For example, हा या ठिकाणी small leakage आहे, but it can become a very large kind of leakage, means very large amount of water it may flow through this. So now when the initial phase, the small amount of water is coming through the small leakage, then such failure is called as the incipient, means it is not established completely. Failure is not established completely. Okay, in other words, another example, suppose there is a metallic pipe, iron pipe is there. Somewhere on this pipe surface, we found a stain of corrosion. Corrosion एकदम small corrosion एक छोटा spot आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी पाहायला लागला, right? Then that kind of failure, it can be called as incipient failure, means it has not taken a big form. Okay, but if you not take the preventive measures here, then this problem of corrosion, it will increase throughout the pipe, and then it will become a major problem. Okay, so to avoid this major problem, what we do, when it is in the smaller phase or baby phase of that problem, that is called as the incipient failure. At that time, whatever the things are done, that come under the preventive measures. That is systematic inspection, detection, correction, and prevention of incipient failures before they become actual or major failures. Okay. त्याच्या व्हायच्या अगोदर आपण ज्या काही गोष्टी आपण त्या ठिकाणी करतो, that is called as the preventive measures. Now, what is corrective maintenance? So corrective maintenance in nothing but it is the activities undertaken to detect, isolate, and rectify a fault so that the failed equipment, machine, or system can be restored to its normal operable state. Okay, so very simple language it has been given here. So what is corrective maintenance? It is the activities undertaken. Okay, त्यासाठी to detect, isolate, detect करणे. For example, leakage is there. आता या आपण ग्राउंड वरती या ठिकाणी पाईपलाईन खाली अंडरग्राउंड पाईपलाईन आहे. There is leakage somewhere. We with the help of different methods we found that there is a leakage between this point to between this section to this section. Okay, means here we are providing the discharge of 10 lps, 10 liter per second, for example, and here we are getting the discharge of 9 lps. Means somewhere there is a leakage in between these 2 points. Okay, so what first of all what we do here, we try to detect, okay, where it is there that leakage is happening. Then we isolate with the different methods. For example, by eye detection, we have seen that different methods of leakage, how to identify the leakage. Here on this ground, somewhere there is a wetness of the ground is observed. Ground has become wet, or there is a growth of a green grass in large quantity in particular point. We can detect that particular or isolate that particular leakage in that particular point. Then next step will be, after identification of that spot, next step will be rectification of the fault. Means now what we have to do, we have to do the excavation here, and then we have to replace or rectify whatever the problem of leakage is there. Okay, like that. Rectify the fault so that the failed equipment, okay, so we can call this as one equipment pipeline. Then machine, in case machine can be a centrifugal pump which we use to pump the water inside the distribution reservoir from the treatment plant. Okay, so machine can be anything. So it can be applicable, this corrective measures, it can be applicable for these equipments or the machineries or the system as a whole, like water distribution system. Okay, can be restored to its normal operable state. So to restore that failed system to its normal operation condition, we have to go for this corrective maintenance. Now our next point is the minimum requirements for good operations and maintenance. Okay, so the operation and maintenance, it is a general term which can be applied to any kind of system. It may be from the civil engineering point of view perspective, or it may be from the mechanical engineering point of view, or any other point of view. Okay, so here this is the general guidelines they have given here to avoid the minimum requirements for the good operation and maintenance, right? So first thing is, the requirement is the preparation of a plan for operation and maintenance. Okay, so in bigger industries, okay, what they do, they prepare the plan for the operation and maintenance. Okay, there are different types of, just we have seen the maintenance of preventive maintenance and then corrective maintenance. They prepare the table or they prepare Excel sheet. What are the different preventive measures that we have to perform in a week, then within a month, then after 6 months, or fortnightly after 15 days. So these kinds of list checklist is there with the that maintenance department. Okay, and then they do the checking of that different machineries, different systems, different equipments. Okay, depending upon the frequency. For example, if the maintenance is there fortnightly, okay, suppose one mechanical industry is there and they work on the lathe machine, right? So what will if there is a maintenance of fortnightly maintenance is there, preventive maintenance is there. What they will do after every 15 days, they will do the different types of maintenance. For example, oiling. Okay, oiling नसेल तर oiling करायचं. Then checking the tightness of the bolt nuts and bolts. Then checking the screws, checking any kind of leakage in there. So such kinds of fortnightly that maintenance they will perform after every 15 days. So there may be some other kind of maintenance which will be having the frequency of 30 days. So means after 30 days, every 30 days they will do that particular maintenance and they will tick mark in that particular checklist. So likewise plan we have to prepare okay well in advance preparation of the plan for the operation and maintenance of the operation and maintenance. Then providing a required person to operate and maintain. So after preparation of such kind of plan, next step will be provision of this person. So just preparation of the plan is not sufficient or not going to help, because who is going to execute that plan? So for the execution of this operation and maintenance, there should be some person. Okay. So there should be a provision of a required person to operate and maintain. Then providing a capacity building programs for the operation and maintenance person. Again here, now we have provided the person there, personnel we have provided for the operation and maintenance. But the training of this person, it should be there. Okay, capacity building, we call it as a word capacity building. Capacity building means what? They should be capable of performing different kinds of operations and maintenance on that particular equipment or machinery. If they don't know how to operate that machine, or what are the different types of maintenance that we need to perform on that particular machine or system, then that is not going to help in that regard. Okay, so that whatever the persons they have been appointed there for maintenance purpose and operation purpose, they should be given a good thorough knowledge about the operation and maintenance about that equipment and the machineries, and that term is called as the providing capacity building programs. So त्यांचं त्या एक शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्स म्हणा किंवा प्रोग्राम त्यांना त्या ठिकाणी अरेंज केला पाहिजे. ओके, नेक्स्ट टिप इज availability of the spares and tools for ensuring maintenance. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? Tools means the tools which we require, which are required for the maintenance purpose of that particular machinery. For example, we have taken the example of the lathe machine. Okay, so lathe machine, so tools, what may be the tools required for this? The persons may require their screws, screwdrivers. That again can a screwdriver लागेल for taking out the nuts bolts from that particular. They may require spanner. Okay, nut bolt काढण्यासाठी त्यांना spanner लागेल, or they may require plier, पकड लागेल. They may require oil can, जी बुदली असते तेलाची ते हे करण्यासाठी, ऑइलिंग करण्यासाठी एक असं त्याला पुढं लांब हे असतं आणि अशी काहींची एक बुदली असते, राईट, फॉर दी ऑइलिंग पर्पज. So these are the few examples I have given here which are required for the maintenance purpose. They may require the different types of metallic brush for cleaning of this different types of cylinders. So all these are come under the tools. Okay, then spares. Spare means एखादा पार्ट जर त्या ठिकाणी खराब झाला असेल, then there should be a spare parts available in that particular plant. Okay, for example, like if there is a damage in the spindle. Okay, lathe machine जर आपण घेतली तर त्यामध्ये एक स्पिंडल असतो, तो जर स्पिंडल खराब झाला, so at that time the overall work will not, it should not be stopped. Okay, there should be a provision of spare part in that particular that plant. Okay, the spindle kharab zala aseल, then that spindle should be replaced by the already available extra spindle, that spare part. It should be borrowed there and it should be fitted on that particular machine. Okay, or for example, if any gear has been damaged there, if it is not working properly, then now we want to replace that gear. In that case, there should be available spare part. That gear should be available sparely in the plant so that it can be easily replaced with the faulty or problematic gear. Okay, similarly, in case of our water distribution system, the spares may be the walls. Okay, pipeline आपली गेलेली आहे, त्या pipeline मध्ये एखादा walls खराब झालेला असेल, leak झालेला असेल, then there should be different types of walls available to replace that walls. Then reducers are there, then different types of pressure relief wall is there, then air relief wall is there, right? Then NRV are there, non-return walls are there. So there are different types of components are there. So there should be all these components should be available in spare, so that if there is any damage or any component is not working properly, so this particular spare part, it can be replaced in that system. Okay. Then preparation of GIS based map of the system. Now, in case of the water distribution system, we may have a cadastral map, or we can call it as a town map particularly. Okay, we will to prepare a GIS map. GIS you might have learned in the surveying. Okay, what is GIS? GIS is nothing but it is geographical information system. It is an computer-based software tool with the help of which we can perform different types of spatial analysis. Spatial means it is related to the space or related to the map. Okay, and analysis, different types of analysis, it can be done with the help of these GIS softwares or GIS tools. Now here, if we have a town map, then that town map, it can be taken as a base map. Okay, ह्या आपण town map ला पण त्या ठिकाणी base map असं consider करून we can provide different types of layers. We can wrap a different types of layer on this town map. GIS मध्ये काय असतं, GIS software मध्ये it works on the principle of different layers. There is one layer, एकदम base layer असते. It may be town map, it may be topo sheet. Topo sheet, have you heard this word, topo sheet? Or topographical map, cadastral map, different types of map are there. So we can take them as a base, and then we can overlay different types of layers on that particular map. For example, if we consider the road network, so road network चे separate thematic layer त्या ठिकाणी असते, ती त्या ठिकाणी आपण टाकू शकतो. Then there may be another layer of the streams flowing in between these from the city area or town area. Okay, ओढे नाले जे गेलेले आहेत त्याची एक वेगळी लेअर त्या ठिकाणी असू शकते. Then there will be a different layer of land use land cover layer, म्हणजे कोणत्या ठिकाणी ह्युमन हॅबिटेट्स आहेत, कोणत्या ठिकाणी गार्डन आहे, कोणत्या ठिकाणी नदी गेलेली आहे. So that is called as the land use land cover map. So these are the different layers which can be wrapped on this particular base map. Base map वरती आपण त्या different layer टाकू शकतो. So what will happen because of this? So this GIS map, it helps us to take a certain decisions. Okay, to do the different types of analysis and to make a certain kind of decisions. This GIS map, it is going to help us in that particular regard. For example, there is any leakage in particular point in that that water distribution system. Okay, suppose this is a water distribution system. There is one layer of this pipe network which is overlaid on the town map. त्याच्या खाली हा काय एक town map आहे ज्याच्यावरती वेगवेगळ्या लोकेशनचे पॉइंट्स त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला दिसत आहेत. ओके, असे त्याचे घरं वगैरे दिसत आहेत, ऑफिसेस दिसत आहेत सगळे खाली. ठीक आहे, आणि ज्यावेळेस आपण ग्राउंड वरती लीक डिटेक्शन करतो, लीक डिटेक्शन केल्यानंतर त्या ठिकाणी त्या पर्टिक्युलर पॉइंटचा जीपीएस लोकेशन, दॅट कोऑर्डिनेट लोकेशन आपण जर ते जीपीएसच्या साहाय्याने आपण घेतले तर ते जीपीएस लोकेशन हे जीआयएसच्या सॉफ्टवेअर मध्ये आपण ते टाकू शकतो. व्हॉट इज जीपीएस? इट इज ग्लोबल पोझिशनिंग सिस्टीम. ओके, So this also you have learned in the surveying. हे GPS नावाचं एक टूल असतं किंवा आपल्या मोबाईल मध्ये पण तुमच्या यू कॅन सी देर इज वन लोकेशन नावाचा एक टूल असतं त्या ठिकाणी, दॅट इज ऍक्च्युली GPS टूल विच शोज द लोकेशन. ओके, गुगल मॅप वरती वगैरे आपलं त्या ठिकाणी लोकेशन आपल्याला ते त्या ठिकाणी पाहू शकतो. लोकेशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ लॅटिट्यूड, देन लॉन्जिट्यूड and altitude. Okay, latitude and longitude, these are required to show your x and y value. म्हणजे जमिनीवरती तुम्ही कोणत्या ठिकाणी आहात, ओके, एक्स अँड वाय हे दाखवण्यासाठी तुम्हाला लॅटिट्यूड अँड लॉन्जिट्यूड ह्या दोन गोष्टी लागतील. अँड थर्ड वन इज द अल्टिट्यूड, दॅट इज इन द झेड ऍक्सिस. ओके, मीन्स फ्रॉम द डेटम, एखादा जो डेटम आहे त्या डेटम पासून किती हाईट वरती तुम्ही ते लोकेशन आहे, सो दॅट इज कॉल्ड द लॅटिट्यूड. सो इन दिस थ्री व्हॅल्यूज that you will get your location information in that GPS receiver. GPS एक रिसीवर असतो, आपला मोबाईल कसा असतो त्या टाइपचा एक रिसीवर असतो. In that receiver, that information will be there. Okay, suppose in that particular city, in that pipe network, you have detected some leakage problem on that pipe. So you can take this coordinates from the GPS. Okay, या ठिकाणी आपण हा पॉइंट मार्क करू शकतो. And after marking this point with the help of this GPS receiver, you can download that information, or you can connect this GPS receiver to the GIS software, and you can take that location information on this particular map. ह्या map वरती आपण ते overlay करू शकतो as a point. Okay, so here on the map, that peoples who are taking the decision making persons, it may be chief executive officer or engineer, executive engineer, all that person, they can see by sitting in the room, they can analyze or they may take the decision what kind of necessary preventive, that corrective measures that they have to take, or preventive measures they need to take in that particular problem. Okay, so preparation of GIS based maps are nowadays, it is a popular tool. It has been used since many years, and in India also now it has becoming popular for the decision making purpose. Okay, जे डिसिजन मेकिंग टीम असते त्यांना डिसिजन घेण्यासाठी पण हा त्या ठिकाणी याची मदत होत आहे. ओके, can see recording on. Then this is also a minimum requirement nowadays. The last one is preparation of water audits and leakage control plan. Okay, water audit that has to be done, means how much from the water supply, that water treatment plant, how much water in million liter, how much we are supplying there, and how much it is reaching at the end. Okay, is overall in city how much liters of water it is reaching there. So that is water audit. Okay, that has to be done. And leakage control plan, it should be there. So all these points are the minimum requirements for the good operation and maintenance of the water distribution system. Okay, now here the next point is about the leakage. Now we have already discussed about the leakage in details. This is a one irony, or you can say graphic type of slide is there. People sitting inside the room or cabin, these are the experts. They are thinking about new sources of water. Means in the city there is a scarcity of water, जे पाण्याची कमतरता आहे. How that scarcity of water it can be tackled, किंवा ते आपण कसे कमी करू शकतो. So they are having a brainstorming session here. They are thinking in a serious mode, that one person is giving an solution that new dam has to be prepared. Then another person is saying that river sharing, means interlinking of the river, it should be done, or water from it should be taken. Then another person is saying that rainwater harvesting is it has to be done. Then another person is saying that desalination of the water has to be done. That is means water is taken from the ocean and doing the desalination of that water. Then another person is saying that icebergs can be used as a source of fresh water. So these are the person different. They are taking or doing the brainstorming on this. and one layman, or the we can say peon, who is having no that much technical expertise, he is having a solution in his mind, that he's saying that just plug the leaks. Okay, so he is having the ground reality, he's knowing ground reality is that there is a lot of leakage in the pipes, and if you prevent this leakage only, there will be a sufficient quantity of water available for the everyone. Okay, so it is not necessary to go for all these things. If you just prevent this leakage or the theft of the water which is happening in the city, if you do that, then we should not go for all these kinds of different solutions. Okay, so this is the you can see how much is the importance of the leakage is there. Okay, if a leakage, we have seen in the previous slide how much it contributes leakage in the near about 15% is the leakage. Generally it happens, so it should be avoided. How much leakage is acceptable? This is our next slide. You can see in the how the leakage takes place. If water loss is up to 5 to 7%, then it is acceptable. And when it increases from 10 to 20% in that range, then it is not satisfactory. Action is advisable. Means we have to prevent, we have to go for the preventing this leakage. And if the leakage is beyond 20%, then remedial measures must be implemented, immediately taken or implemented. Okay. So this is a thumb rule, or you can say in general perspective, how we can go for that. Okay. Now, our next point is Water Pollution and Control Act. Okay. So the people, those who have not attended the previous lecture, they may think that directly we are moving or shifting toward this point. But for your understanding, for your information, I would like to tell you that in the earlier session, we have covered about this point, that is detection of the leakage. Okay, how we can prevent and detect the leakage or the wastage of water in the distribution system. I will share that PDF here. Okay. So this point we have studied in the previous lecture. So it is the continuation of that today's point. Various factors responsible for the wastage of water. Okay. And then we saw this point, detection of the leakage in underground distribution pipe. Under that, we saw the different methods like by direct observation, this is one method. Then by using sounding rod, how we can detect the leakage. And then third point, by plotting hydraulic gradient line, this is another way of detecting the leakage. And last one, it is by using waste detection meter. So these are the different ways which can be used for the detection of the leakage. Okay. So less than 1 minute is remained there. This session may end at any time. You have to rejoin once again. So now after completion of this point, our next point is Water Act. This is our last point from this unit and from the syllabus, that is Water Pollution and Control Act. So we'll see in the next session. Now this session will end here. We'll see that